Hello students! Today we are going to learn about short story titled Tanjung Rhu by Min Fong Ho. So I want you to turn this book on page 18 until 36. So I bet most of you haven't read the story yet. So on this video I'm going to explain about the synopsis, the themes, the characters and also the moral values that you can find in this short story. So now let's get started. This short story was set in Singapore and tells us about a hardworking businessman, Mr. T.W. Lee, who lives with his wife, daughter and his old mother. Mr. Lee had an office which is near the harbour and he loves to look down at the harbour and count the ships in it. As he does this, he remembers certain events from his past. Mr. Lee's mother, Ahma, wants to see Tanjung Rhu where they used to live long ago from his office window. Mr. Lee bought a pair of binoculars for her to use. However, on the day of Ahma's visit, Ahma delays things by insisting on taking her time over a ritual at the family altar. It turns out that Ahma cannot see Tanjung Rhu despite the binoculars, which is probably due to her cataracts. However, she clearly recalls the happy days when they lived at Tanjung Rhu. Later, Mr. Lee recalls his visit to his mother in the hospital and how he scolds Ying, who he felt was not treating her grandmother with respect. Mr. Lee realized that he should take care of the altar after his mother's death. He placed Ahma's photograph on the altar beside his father's, but is unable to carry out the rituals, such as lighting the joss sticks because Ahma has locked the drawer and Mr. Lee does not have the key. We have discussed about the synopsis of the short story. Now we're going to move to the characters and the characteristics of this short story. There are four main characters in this short story. The first one is Mr. T.W. Lee, also known as Mr. Lee. The second one is Mr. Lee's mother, known as Ahma. The third one, Helen, which is Mr. Lee's wife. And the fourth one is Ying, which is Mr. Lee's daughter. So without further ado, we are going to discuss about the characteristics of these characters. Of this short story, which is traditional values versus modern ideas. As you can see from the short story, Ahma undergoes and practices traditional values while Mr. Lee and Ying represent the modern society. Not only that, Ahma also practices the Chinese community while the new generations does not place much importance on tradition. Okay, now we are at the last part of this video. So the moral value of this short story is, first, although we live in a modern world, we must not forget our traditional values. And the next one, we need to tolerate and respect each other. For example, we need to respect our grandmother's traditional values that has been practiced throughout the period of time.
So that's all for today's lesson. I hope you are able to answer all the given questions correctly, okay? No mistake, because I have explained what is the story all about. And good luck everyone, and thank you for watching.